Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Wales Esports League, sponsored by the Apprenticeship Wales. We are right back in the second week of this entire event, and previously, when we met, there was some amazing FIFA action which we got to see. With the Pit Ponies already leading the tables, we have another matchup today, which is going to be really exciting. But before that, let me introduce you to my talented co-caster, none other than Ped. Ped, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing brilliant. Just the perfect evening on the Friday to watch some FIFA action. I'm really excited to get into it. It's been quite a while since I've done a FIFA cast, actually, so hopefully we get to see some brilliant Welsh talent today. Take it away and show us their skills. I'm impressed. I'm ready.
Yep, we all are ready, but for our viewers, today's first matchup is going to be between the Robins taking up Swans Esports. Now, this is an incredible matchup. What's incredible about these two teams they have played a match, they have won it, and they both have won one. So they are currently standing at the top four. They're looking pretty good, but this is where things are going to get really tricky. It's their second matchup of this entire evening. Any winning team will definitely get a big lead, will get a big breakthrough, but losing team might as well get their first loss on board. Till now, both of these teams, whichever matches they have won it both. They haven't faced a loss, so it's going to be interesting. And to our viewers, this is going to be a BO3 series. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how Team Robins and Swan Esports are going to be prepped up for today's matchup.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be an interesting clash here. Just looking, I know there's some of the tables getting updated, but it seems to be a very top of the table clash. I think the winner might fall top of the table actually. So it's going to be again one of those exciting matchups where we get to see two of the top dogs so far take it away and compete, because that's going to be the best games. It's two of the closest teams, also the closest players on the leaderboard. So hopefully we'd expect a very, very close matchup today and some close games.
Exactly. And talking about the teams, we have the side of Robinson Evans from the side of Swans Esports. We'll be having Gaza FIFA and Cody from the side of Robbins. So, like, it's going to be interesting though, because either side of these teams, they, as you mentioned, the updated points table, like, they have been really looking at the top positions. Alongside these top position, it's going to be very important to behold that position because it's not that easy to come at the number one position. What's more difficult is going to be to hold that number one position and being at the top, especially with having these many number of talents and amazing players by a entire run. It's really going to be something interesting to watch out for. So we're really waiting for the match one to come in. As soon as the match comes in, we will be hopping on to the lobbies and also going to be witnessing both of these players, both of these teams, in fact, which will start up as the first game. The series is going to be pretty long. Most of the series we have seen is kind of been, like a 2-0. But yeah, I do expect a close matchup between these two talented players right there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a couple of golden goals in the mix as well. Maybe a couple of draws at the end of the 90 minutes. Always what we love to see, a feisty game. Maybe a couple of red cards flying in there every now and then as well. You never know if the players are throwing some nasty challenges in. But hopefully, both players are prepped and ready. Hopefully, both players are coming in with a game plan. They've got something set in mind. They've got the teams ready. They know which players they're picking. They've got the starting 11 all down and dusted. So it should be an exciting one to see as well what teams we're playing with today, because maybe going to be I know last week there was the same team for the first matchup. It was PSG against PSG. So it'll be interesting to see how
Yeah.
they counteract each other as well. If they use the same squads and if they change the players or the formation or whatever they change to make it different. Because obviously, that could make the world of difference when they go to winning the game.
Exactly. I think the way you mentioned, every team is going to be having a similar advantage where it does comes down to, playing at a very equal rating. So the rating is going to be 95 for every player, which is again interesting. Then we have like, the FEWC stadium where the teams are going to be competing up against each other. Top of that, in case any tiebreaker comes in, which we haven't seen it yet, but I'm really hoping forward to, it all comes down to the golden goal. So, apparently that's if the 19th minute blows off, you have a tie, maybe a nil, maybe 1-1, or maybe two. So that all comes down to the golden goal. So yeah, really looking forward for that. If you ask me for predictions, like Pete, what would be your real prediction if I ask you? It's the Robins being with 3 wins, Swans being with 2 wins. Maybe Swans could be looking to equalize with Robins getting their third win today. But what are your thoughts on these two teams?
Both of the teams look really, really solid. Neither of them getting a loss on the board yet. So it's quite hard. It's quite hard to make a prediction when you've got two teams like this, because it could be the case that even though Robins may have had that extra win, we can only see Swans have played two here today.
Yeah,
So we don't have the whole story. Oh wait, no, they have played three. It's updated for me now. So they're both actually on the same points. They're both actually on the
exactly.
same points when I've updated it. So
Yeah.
it could be anyone's game. But I guess at this point we just have to go and guess. I'm gonna have to go with the Swans. Only based off very biasly their Rocket League roster. So that's the only reason I'm going with the Swans. It's the only team I can see from the Rocket League. So got to carry it
Yeah.
over to FIFA. You got to hope it's equally balanced across the board for every game.
Exactly. And if you ask me, I think, yeah, I'd go with the other team though, because why not? We have the Robins topping up the table. So, many viewers out there would really be all loving to see how they maintain the unbeatable streak, especially the Robins, because eventually the way things have really went on for them, I think a previous matchup they have faced against 3 different teams. And every other team, every other match, it's really looking very promising. Plus the players as well, as I mentioned. We have the side of none other than, Gaza FIFA 79 and Cody, who will be in this current team. So yeah, let's see how situations are going to go off. First match is really going to begin very soon. We all are awaited for it. Second match as well for the day, like we'll be having the Pirate taking up the side of the Artist. So that is also going to be a match to really watch out for, especially given the overall group standings, for the side of the Pirates. And they are all the way at the top five, barely maintaining it though, because even the Pirates, had a pretty difficult run so far. Like they won one match, they lost another one. They getting the fight up against the side of Artist. Artist is just about them with 3 games played and only two one of them. So I think that matchup is also going to be something really, really interesting and something that you guys want to really stick around with us.
It is indeed. I think the players are just ready to go. They're getting everything sorted in terms of the tactics, the instructions, the formations of the squad. Got to know that all these tactics for these types of players will be set on stone. And I think, they are really important for certain players. As I mentioned before, if they are playing the same teams, which I wouldn't be surprised if they do, because obviously there is certain teams with your Messi and your Neymar who people want to go with the PSG. But then there's also other teams now on FIFA who are very, very high rated as well. So I'm excited to see what's going to be the choice when it comes to teams. I am. I want to see which players make a feature today for the respective teams.
Exactly. I think things are really going to be pretty interesting. I think the players are getting prepped up, as you mentioned, because eventually their formation has to be pretty set. And yeah, often what we have seen, PSG going up against PSG every play on the 95th rank. The players are looking pretty promising, though, because if you really have your hands on the players, if you really know how well they could get at crucial angle, especially if you have the formation set to, play in the later aggressive field of the half. So things like these, I think PSG seems to be pretty much the go-to team for it to go to, because ultimately it does boil down to your skill. And which better team could you ask for once you have, which could really, through which you could show your true potential, your true caliber. So far, as we mentioned, it's going to be Robinson. So yeah, let's see. Like Robins, we have to see. Swans Esports is also going to be pretty ready though. So, yep, just waiting for the match to get started, folks. Do stick around with us as Swans Esports will be really wanting to get the third victory. Like, it's their third game for the tournament. So far, pretty good. But yeah, they are up against a team who has also been, like, them only having an unbeatable streak.
Yeah, well, someone's going to lose today. That's all I can say. One of those teams' streak is going to come to an end in about half an hour's time, actually. So it's going to be interesting to see which team that is going to be. I'm excited. I'm sure everybody is excited in the chat as well, watching. Oh, so you're going to go with the Robins then. So what are you expecting to see from the Robins then, being a predictor of them for this matchup?
I mean, I would really expect a very close, like, we might really expect to see 30 minutes inside the game and no goals been done yet. The real game might really change when we are almost in the end 15 minutes of the first half. And yeah, like being like, picking up Robbins, I do expect them to get a lead in the first half. And yeah, I think we are all good. We are all set to dive inside the match, because the match has already been started. And here we go. The kickoff is here. For now, the ball in the control of the side of none other than Swans Esports, who have passed out towards the midfield. Passes really looking really promising, but let's see how the entire game is going to pan out.
Yeah, playing that pass into middle there, just using the players, keeping possession. The key thing in this game arguably could be possession, but giving it away right back to the Robins there. Messi on the ball, trying to take it forward, but again, won back straight after by the Robins. Looking very promising on this attack, but again, great defending there. Here comes Messi once more, looking to find the pass into centre, but again, really, really solid defending there to keep the ball out, and now the Robins get to go out and attack.
Exactly. Sanchez passes it down, looking for options. Neymar with the right wing run. The run looks pretty promising, but a misplay. And that's going to give up the possession. The possession is going to be lost on Team Swans Esports, looking for a counter attack. Let's see how it goes. The pass looks good. Messi just pulls the box away. Just make sure that he is really keeping the possession for himself. The field really needs to open up if they really want to get up the first score. But Swans Esports still not in a great spot to just score another shot on target.
Yeah, and shots on target do count it to a certain percentile, but obviously it is the goals that matter more. Shots on target sometimes don't go good enough, but obviously it does give a good indication of pressure. And that's actually another thing as well to talk about. If someone has the highest possession, how the opposition player will deal with that and how their defense is, because you might have a game with very high possession to one team, but then the other team's able to just hold off that pressure and counter attack. So there's tactics like that that actually come into play in these games. It'll be exciting to see. I think we should get a little pause here. Hopefully, when we get back into the game, we'll see which team starts to dominate pressure and which team likes to go on those counter attack runs.
Exactly. I think the pause is pretty much there. I think the players are just getting themselves, set. I don't see a substitute coming right, like as ASAP. But yeah, I think everything looks pretty good. The Swans, right, really having the possession by their side. I expect a 55-45 possession right here. But now we have a corner kick. Now, the corner kick is going to come in Neymar Jr. with the corner. Let's see if he goes for a short pass. Yes, he might potentially does. Passes it on towards Messi. Messi looking for option. Goes on towards Sanchez. But I believe that's going to be another goal kick. So yeah, like another like corner kick. Corner kick back again, this time to Neymar.
Yeah, it's Neymar again, looking probably for that short pass here, Swans. Just trying to get themselves into the centre, but Messi gets the pass to Danilo, looking for a shot here. Sergio Ramos, no
Ooh.
shot to be found though. Marquinhos, a great defending there for the Robins. Now Mendes running down the line with it, trying to just play, I think maybe possession here, just get some more touches on the ball, try and build from the back and forward. It seems like he's doing that perfectly with Hakimi down the ring now, looking to play one more ball forward. He gets that pass going, but it will be intercepted quite quickly as well by the opposition. Swans, who are now on the attack. Messi playing it forward. It looks like a shot for TK. Can he find it? He gets past everyone, past the keeper as well. Beautiful finish into the top right corner, and it will be Swans who take the lead.
What a star for them. What a brilliant pass towards the center. Hakimi, this time we'll have to see. Like I did predicted the start of teams, Robins to really come on top. But just in the 18th minute, this is looking a very, very, very great, promising play out there. But let's see how the game is really going to go on, because this is just the start. Hakimi in the run, really, really looking to passes out to Ramos to receive it back, passes back towards the side of Ramos. Hakimi, Mendes with a good, interception, but only to be done it out all the way towards uh, outside. Now, outside is going to really come in soon. 20 minutes in the game, we already have a lead for the side of none other than Swans Esports. And yeah, things are looking pretty good for them. But some changes once again in terms of the settings. Let's see how fast we get inside the game. The Robins, they really need to equalize, because I think for the first half of the first half time to end, it's like 25 minutes remaining more on the clock. And so far, as we saw the possession board, the Swans Esports really looking good, not just with their control, but also the way they could really, potentially carry all the way ball down the field towards the opponent goalpost and at least attempt for a pass. So far in this entire game, we saw 2 corner kicks, but yeah, one of the goals being really, really scored pretty well from their side.
Yeah, and I think you have it right there. I think it has been all Swans Esports at the moment in terms of pressure. They have been around at the box with the corner kicks, as you mentioned, that great through ball through to find the goal. And it's just maneuvers like that will get you goals, especially when you're trying to separate the top 2 players of the table. It is going to be little niche passes and clinical finishes that will get you that lead. And it was a perfect finish as well, as you've seen. The keeper was he tried to bring the keeper out for Robins, Gaza, but he just couldn't get there quick enough because the ball, by the time the keeper was there, was already placed into the top right corner of the net. Very, very beautiful placement there with as well. So when we get back to this game, as you said, it could just be the case that the Robins have to play this one more defensive and go on counter attack. But now they are on the attack on a throw in, nevertheless, and it looks like it'll be Hakimi to take it. Options are moving about. Neymar will get the pass off in the end. Verratti looking to play it into the centre. Can he find a shot? That is the question. A shot will be needed here. A goal, preferably. Great skill moves there with Neymar. Now Verratti is opening up, but it will not go to Messi in the centre, and it will be back in Swans Esports possession.
Swans Esports looking to make a counter-attack at this point. Mendes looking for a good wing run, but passes it back towards Messi. Messi needs to go a little aggressive. Is asking for a through ball though, but Danilo passes it back towards Neymar. Neymar with good skills. Oh, just barely manages to keep the ball for himself. But this is a promising play. This is one good low pass. Mbappe with the ball, but the keeper just defends it. What a play coming in from the side of Donnarumma, and he saves the day for the side of Swans Esports. That should have been an equalizer. Mbappe there misses those, but Neymar is going to be passed back. Still, there are chances for the side of the Robins as the pass comes through towards the side of Messi. Verratti in the center. Verratti gets it back. He passes it to Mbappe, and Mbappe is gonna take on the equalizer. Finally, Robins are gonna make sure that they might have lost the first 1v1, but instantaneously the pass, the assist from the side of Verratti, just so good. And man, we are in for a good, long, entertaining game, I believe.
Yeah, what a turnaround in just 10 minutes' time. We've seen all possession and pressure coming from the Swans, but the Robins have just pulled up and really caused an issue there. Nearly 2 goals. The first one arguably should have been in, but then they made it right with the second attempt there, flying into the corner. Again, a very beautifully placed shot, beautiful passing, beautiful skill moves, just keeping it around. But now it is with the Swans. It's going to come back to Sanchez, looking to play it into the middle. Here's Danilo. Can he get the pass off to the side? Yes, he can. Hakimi, a chance for a cross coming here. Can he find it? That's the question. He cannot, and it will be out for for a corner with good defending from Marquinhos. It will look to be Neymar on this corner. And I don't think, oh no, they changed to Messi. I don't think, oh yeah, it will be a short one. There we go. The short option now upfield, and he will use that short option as well in Neymar. Neymar trying to go with a fake challenge there to play it centre. Can he get it though? That's the question. He's not looking like playing across at the moment. Maybe there's not enough members in the box to risk that cross and give possession away, but it will end up being given away anyway. Back to the Robins, and another counter-attack is starting to bubble and trouble here as they've got Mbappe in the middle. Neymar's just holding the ball up well here, waiting for options to get forward to play that pass. And so far, when the great pass comes forward from to Mbappe, but it's going to be given right away. And it's just those quick second reactions which you need to make sure you're on top of, because the possession is from side to side and we are going back and forth from each side now as well.
Mbappe passes it back towards Sanchez. This is looking too good. Looking for crossing options. Hakimi is still getting charged up by double players this point, but a short lob and he might as well lose it. That was just unfortunate for the side of the Swans. But now Robins are back with the attacking plays right here. 5 minutes down the clock. Oh, a little misplay, but still get the ball back with the outside. Now Hakimi, let's see how is he gonna manage to just deny Messi. Messi with a quick sneaky little play. He gets the ball for himself even after just losing out the outside. Mendes looking for some quick plays in the middle. Danilo passes it back towards Mendes. I think Messi would be right there in the D box. There is just one cross away, but Mendes is just taking it too long. I think this might just be a very unfortunate, interception. But Messi finalizes it. He gets the ball back. He's just having some good skills. But in the center, it's going to be Sanchez. Passes it in the middle. Sanchez from the side of Robbins is just quick enough to get it.
He is, and now Mbappe's here on the attack. He gets the Maradona 10 there to keep the possession for the Robins. Now they look to break out of defence here. Great pass to Mendes on the corner, looking for a through pass here, it seems. Not going to take the chance, though, and just keep the possession instead. But there goes the whistle for half-time. Sat at 1-1. I think it's been a perfectly fair result if we go based off chances. Not certain what the XG will be from both teams, but we can see that now on this little screen we've got. Just for a split second, but the possession's sat 60-40, and I believe possession's in favour of the Swans. Are you surprised by that at all?
I'm really because the Robins eventually they weren't been given much room. Like I love the way Swans might almost have 57-43, but this is where the second half really comes out to be pretty concerning. I potentially would really go with you because the Swans looking after the current form being given, the ball control which they have looking so good on the ball and the dribbles. I think they should be, given the first half performance, they should be walking out with the first game victory. But we never know because the Robins, they might have not had the possession, but the moment they had conceded a goal, the clawback was instantaneously for them. They brought back an equalizer in the very 23rd minute, and the rest 20 minutes was all about them looking for options. But now, ball is back with the start of the Robins, who start off pretty well, an equalizer for the first half, but let's see how the second half goes.
Yeah, great passing already to start the half off for the Robins, looking to break through and find that opening goal in the second half. It's a really important one to score. It definitely puts you ahead and changes the pace of the game completely, especially in a nice game of FIFA. So here comes Hakimi on the side, passing again, just not giving the ball away, going back and forward, just trying to find that breakthrough. I think that's the key thing. Both teams are set up very, very strong defensively, so it is just trying to find that quick second pass to go through the defence. Playing advantage here from the referee. Mendes is going to try and get a cross in here. It will just be straight out of the goal, though, and that is unfortunate. Right back to the goalkeeper kick for the Swans.
Exactly. The advantage was indeed being taken away. Yet the goal kick comes through as it's going to be Swans Esports now having the ball, but Sergio Ramos, what a great tackle from his side. Just snatches the ball away, gets it back towards the side of the Robins, and the Robins with another one. It's going to be Verratti. Passes it down towards Sanchez. Verratti back with the ball. Oh, great tackle. Great tackle. And this should be a potential, outliner. This could potentially turn them down to a second goal. He's just looking for one good through ball, but the defense play is just so beautiful. Oh, the tackle was really on point, but Mendes just one cross away. He goes for the short pass, and that ends up in the favor of Swans Esports as they get the ball back.
Yeah, very, very, very critical thinking there to get that defensive tackle in. Otherwise, that could have been a very bad situation for the Robins. But now Sanchez looking to break away again, plays the pass back to Mendes. Can they keep it going forward here. It just seems like they're going to be playing across the back four right now. They've got the defender now pushing a bit higher on the right wing. Now they get to push forward with Hakimi, but it will be Mendes who gets a good interception again. It's going to be right back to a counter-attack for Swans. Messi gets a really good drag away there, giving it to Neymar forward now. Will he pass it or will he go for a shot? It looks like he might go for a shot here by himself, but no, a pass comes in and Mbappe's open in the centre. And as soon as you see Mbappe, you know where the ball is going to end up. You can't let Mbappe have time on the edge of the box. Otherwise, that one will be flying into the back of the net, just at the penalty area there, I think the shot came in from.
Oh, beautiful play, man. That is just an incredible game coming in from the side of Mbappe as he comes up with the second goal on and hat-trick is what he is really. And this game is back in a big advantage for the side of Swans. Now let's see how Swans Esports is really going to maintain that advantage as, the Robins really need to make sure that they get themselves back on an equalizer. And if they're going to win the first one, they're really going to get two. And the time remaining currently is stand down to only 25 seconds to be honest. So 25 minutes is all left on the clock. Messi with the ball, looking for a good run. The run looks pretty promising. He's just one cross away, looking for options in the mid, but still keeps the ball with himself. Three players in the D box, passes it back towards Zanilio. Messi gets the ball back. Mendes getting a good wing run. Messi is just waiting. Messi gets itself back, passes it back towards Mendes. Mbappe has called in. Mbappe still being surrounded by double players, and that should have been a potential corner kick. This doesn't look that great. I think the third potential goal could come in right now, right here. It's Neymar with a short pass, passes it down towards Messi. A great pass in the center to Danilo. Messi with the ball, and they just miss it. Keeper saves it for the second time, and Robins are now back with the counter.
It's exactly what you want to see there. Very, very, very difficult situation as well there for the Robins, actually. The keeper made an absolutely incredible save, so you cannot fault it whatsoever. But now the ball's going to be passed around and equaliser maybe over the horizon. It's just one counter-attack needed now in the remaining 19 minutes to get this one going. A great pass into the centre there, but it will be flagged for, I think it was a foul on one of the Swans players, bizarrely enough. But nevertheless, it's going to be back to Ramos, playing it to Marquinhos, just playing it around the back here, getting the passes forward and getting some speed on the ball. And as you can see, the pace is definitely working as Mbappe gets the ball. It's going to be played through to Neymar. Neymar is coming forward as well, but it's going to be defended on the edge of the box. And another chance does fly by for the Robins, and they won't have many chances left now.
Exactly. I think the Robins really need to make sure that they get themselves in a great advantage. Because if they don't, I think this could be pretty, difficult for them. But Mendes with a good run passes it to Messi. Oh, but Sergio Ramos, he is just going to intervene in the mid. A very ideal sting for him. But now the pass all the way towards the side of Mbappe. He is just one more chance away. Will he go on for a pass? Will he go on for a shot? Yes, he gets the ball in the net. It's Neymar who gets the third goal for the side of Swans Esports. And man, what a start in this entire series. If you are the Robins, you aren't going to be this happy enough because at this moment, if you see, entirely the entire game is based down to time. No much time remaining for you to not just get your first goal, but also the second one just to be alive in this entire match. This match concedes a big lead for the sides of Swans, and I think this could really go on so good for them. This is potentially one of the kickstart where Swans Esports is on a good lead, but we'll still be waiting for time. We still have the Robins who is really going on with some good formation switches, and I think this was really pretty much needed. But in the pre-setup, now the game is already in the mid games. The players are going to be really exhausted up. Only 11 minutes down the clock, and with the final remaining minutes, I'd love to see if we if we get to see any sort of comeback though.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it the whole game here from Gaza, just changing those niches in his team, those small little tactic changes. He's been going through it the whole game, as you'll be able to see on the stream, which, very, very, very intelligent thing to do. Unfortunately, it's not panned out in the right way for him this time, and he is sat 3-1 down. Personally, I don't think there's a comeback in game number one, but he's not down and out just yet. He's got another game to prove himself, and he needs to make sure in that game he comes back with a bang and he causes some issues. Otherwise, it could be a big problem. But as the minutes start to tick down, there may be chance for one more goal here as he's back on the attack. It's going to come centre to Sanchez, who's now going to rush the attack forward. A great pass onto the wing there, finding Garby, he's going to come into the centre. It's looking like it's opening up. Mbappe gets the shot. It's not going to be in, but a follow-up shot. Oh, and they just couldn't get the ball under control. It didn't fall well enough for a shot, and it will be defended out, and that could possibly be the last chance of the game here for the Robins.
TK, a good pass towards him, and let's see if they could really go on to equalizer. This could be the potential fourth goal, and yes, he gets it. Great pass from the side of Swansea Esports, and they get away with another goal with only 5 minutes remaining. I think this is where the problem really starts to build up, as the Robins are really way away to even bring back an equalizer. Still a good pass towards the side of mid, but only to get intercepted. Goalkeeper pushes the ball away, but these are the final minutes. Let's see if they could really turn down into an extra minute goal, because already the timer is about to hit the 90th minute. Let's see how long the extra time is going to come on. Still, the passes between the side of the players of Robins is looking pretty good, but one extra minute being added up, and back again, counter-attacking is going to be from the side of Swansea Esports.
And the referee will blow the whistle, and it will land 4-1 actually to Swansea Esports. And I don't think either of us seen that one coming at half time. We did both think, there's potential for them to take the lead. Just a shame that really it didn't go as far as it could have. But there is still potential in game number 2 for a comeback here. There is still potential. We can still see it happen, because I did feel like, although the Robins may have lost by a big scoreline, a lot of them were counter-attacking goals when they were trying to go forward to find that second goal and equalise. So there is still potential. I still have faith in the Robins to come back here and make this one a best-of-3, game-3 series.
Exactly. I think the first game for the side of Swans, as you predicted, as you picked, what a start for them, man. Really great stuff from the side of Swans Esports. In the first half, though, like we did expected the Robins, who we were kind of concerned about the 47 to 57-43 possession, which was looking so good for the side of Swans, favoring the possession, favoring these attacking plays with they have, favoring the ball control and dribble especially. But now things are going to really come down to the second game itself. In the second half, Swans Esports come up with a massive 3 goal, and counter to which we didn't see anyone off from the side of the Robins. Not just that he is going to be working on with this mid-games possession and the entire formations for his team, but also he needs to make sure that before we head on to the second game, he's all set up with his player pick, because eventually Swans Esports, they did not just prove themselves skill-wise, but also potentially in the formation-wise. Like, the passes were too accurate. How often did we saw Robbins really coming up and taking a tackle onto the side of Swans Esports? Like, once you have Swans Esports with the ball, they are surely ending it or getting it intercepted after they end up at the very attacking field. So yeah, that is something which I'm going to be really excited for, as the game number 2 is just going to begin. It's going to be Neymar who will be kicking things off, and here we go. The match has already begun, and it is going to be the Robins back again with a 0-1 down. But yeah, the Swans might really close it down to a 2-0.
Yeah, they could do here. They could finish it off right now. They definitely have the potential to, as we've seen in the previous game. As soon as they're let away on the ball, even when it's like 2-on-2 on the counter-attack, it always seems to end up in Swans' favour. They know how to play counter-attacks beautifully, the passing and the movement, and using the players to their fullest ability as well with the skill moves, which we've seen from both teams, really. The skill moves from both teams coming out have been amazing. A lot of the twists and turns coming out, which is really good, but a good defensive touch there from Hakimi. Looks to take the ball out now. Really good pace down the wing. Can he play the long ball here to Messi? Doesn't seem like he can. He will play it in field, though, to Danilo, who's going to look to get the ball out to the side. Messi finally meets the ball, looking to play the ball into the centre, but Mendes will get a challenge. And again, it looks like we're going to be starting off the game with some side-to-side action.
Exactly. I think the actions look pretty great, though, but a great pass on towards the side of Messi. Messi with the ball potentially might cross on to Hakimi. Hakimi gets it. Sanchez in the middle. Let's see if he gets the ball back. Sanchez is going to be passed over to. This could be the potential first goal. And yes, it goes. The first goal comes in once again from the side of Swansea Sports. And that's an instant disaster, as now he's just some minutes away from closing the entire game to a 2-0 fashion. What a great start for the side of Swans. And man, he is looking unstoppable. We were just having talk, Ped, that the entire game for the side of Swans Esports, In a nutshell, it means if he gets the possession, he's going to all the way go aggressive, and that's the only place either he'll end up, kicking the ball in the net, outside the net, or he might concede a goal, a corner kick. So one of these three things, he comes up and ends up scoring a goal. Once again, let's hope there comes a counter attack though from the side of Robbins, because he needs an equalizer right on board. Always the pressure and the defensive plays would really be so good, but a good interception though. The Robins with the ball. Let's see how it goes. Swansea Esports get the ball back though. Messi passes it on towards center. Still, the play is looking quite doable. I think Swans is really once again building that attack, and this is the attack which we kind of fear, especially if you're the Robins.
Yeah, again, it's end-to-end stuff. It's exciting, but it just comes down to that clinicality at the end of the day. That is what makes the difference between the two players here. Who can be more clinical with the ball? That's a very risky one with the keeper there. Very last second pass out. It could have been an equaliser right there and then, but it will be cleared out nevertheless, with Mbappe now leading the force for Swans and going to Hakimi. Mbappe making that run down the line. He will be used, and now the pace will start to come to play because Mbappe has the speed, and a pass comes into the centre to Ntike. Can he find the shot though? No, Kimpembe will clear it away. Sanchez now to start the counter-attack. It'll go to Mbappe for the Robins. Can they carry it on though? Neymar is tackled, and it looked like a little bit of physicality came out as well there from Hakimi on the Swan side to delay the pace 100% on Neymar, which was a very good play because it's now give them the ball on their counter-attack, and Swans Esports are starting to run away with it here. Can they get the pass into the centre? That is what they're trying to find. It's going to go to Sanchez for Swans Esports. Can he find the shot though? It's back to Hakimi. It looks for a pass into the centre. The keeper's pulled out. It's the back post, but it will not be headed in. And again, we start to see what the Swans Esports player is capable of doing with the ball, especially in the attacking quarter.
Exactly. Danilo, a great pass. But only to be given out up to the side of the Swans. The Swans' defense has been really commendable. And once again, bringing it back to the topic of possession, look how they are maintaining the possession. Mbappe, Sergio Ramos just gets in the nick of the time. The ball is back with the side of none other than Robbins. Robbins might want to just get the ball all the way up, a little bit aggressive, but there comes Intervene. The intervene from the side of Swans Esports, back to Sanchez. Passes it in the middle to Danilo. Messi gets the ball back. Oh, the tackle is pretty good. The tackle is pretty expensive at the same time. Mbappe gets it, but a little too, aggressive play. And they once again end up giving up the ball towards Swans Esports. And once you give up the ball towards Swans, you know how far they could really take it, especially if it's in the wing. Mandis towards center. This could be a great crossing goal. But oh, no.
Wow.
Etiquette gets the ball in the net, and that's another one. A big disaster this time from the Robins. And that wasn't supposed to be a thing, but they end up walking away with the goal and a 2-0 scoreline. The Swans Esports, they're looking as strong as ever, and the Robins are really concerned at this point with only 15 minutes remaining down the clock. Neymar, he could really come up with a long-range shot. Let's see if the goal could really come in, but Hakimi, great defensive duties from his side, but still Messi with options. Oh, it just takes a little bit much time, so Ramos gets the ball back, and it's Swans with the ball.
Very well deserved 2-0 at the moment. They seem to keep pushing on, and every time they actually get the ball in the attack, like Mbappe here, Swans look like scoring. There's not been a time where they've attacked and it's looked like nothing. They have always looked critical. They've always looked like they could score, and here's Neymar playing it back. A shot comes in, but it will fall out for a corner there. Nearly again a 3-goal lead looming in the horizon. We're only in the first half this time. Remember, it was 1-1 coming into half time in the first game, but now it looks like we could be 2 or 3 goals down if we're looking on the Robins side of things, and it's not looking great either because they have to win this game. It's do or die. Obviously, as we mentioned earlier, it's top of the table versus second in the table here. Swans being second at the moment, and they will take the lead happily here. But here, coming back to Mbappe, can he find the shot? No, he cannot. Great defense there. Now, what would you do if you were on the Robins side now? How would you bring this game back to level terms or possibly a victory?
I think they really need to make the most out of their potential possibilities, and this seems to be one of them. But the keeper saves the day. It's going to be the Let's see if this could still be a promising play, because Mbappe is with the ball and he gets the goal. Finally, that's the first goal in the second game for the side of Robins. A big breakthrough for the side of Robins, especially if you are asking that how are they really going to make sure that they are quite prepped up. They needed this goal desperately before going in the second half, and now as the first time whistle might go potentially on in the next minute, let's see how things are really going to go. Let's go Swans Esports. If they passes it on towards Messi, it's Messi and the keeper alongside closer to defender, but the defensive duties from the Robins is good. In the second game, Robins is more of a confident Robins at this position, and I think this could be really, really great for them. And Neymar with the ball, good skills and good way to not just end up giving away the ball in the possession, but yeah, the foul is going to be, oh, the halftime is going to be called up, and that's going to be the first half, which we got to witness. Great half, really, from both of these teams. Great FIFA action, but now it's just one half of if Swans really managed to go defensive mode, they could really walk away with a good 2-0 victory. But it's a BO3. The Robins are really starting to build up the pace. And also, do they have their, defense and attack right there by themselves? I do expect the Robins to claw back up at a 2-0 and potentially take us to game number 3, but we never know. What are your thoughts on the Robins, though?
They're definitely still there. I mean, I've seen the chances come through. They have been getting the ball into dangerous positions, but it's just pulling the trigger quick enough. They're not pulling the trigger quick enough on the shots. They just keep maybe going for something a little bit too perfect. But there's not enough shots coming out. There's times where it's falling into the middle of the box. Just go for a simple power shot. Try and get the power shot on target. But no, I don't think I've seen a power shot come out just yet. And that's something I'll be interested in seeing. Oh, we're already in the first 2 minutes of the second half. It will be Swans Esports to put that goal in, an early goal, and we did actually see it in the last game as well, an early goal after half-time for Swans Esports. It seems to be where he's able to catch his opponent off guard on the Robins, because they don't seem to start the halves off very, very well. But we're sat here now 3-1 to Swans Esports. We're looking to make it 4 there, because Messi's powering forward, the pass comes centre, and it is going to be 4-1. 2 goals in the first 5 minutes of the second half. How about that?
Oof. The Robins, they're still managing to keep any hopes because the confidence is going to be so down low. The outside comes in, Sergio Ramos passes it back towards Hakimi. Hakimi conceded a yellow card already though, but they need the pass towards the wing, and yeah, Messi with the run. Oh, this run is going to be looking pretty promising though, but the defense is going to be just right there, and yeah, there comes ATV. The ATV is pretty interesting though. I think the Robins, if there's any chance for them, they need to get 2 goals desperately before we hit the 80th minute, in the number. Great pass is still all the way towards Messi, but that's an offside. Yeah, I mean, that's too wide and that's too obvious to be called in. But let's see how things are really going to go on. Swans are looking so confident. They're looking so powerful. The Robins is just, just a replica for the previous game, which we had to see. The Robins and Swans started off the first half with a 1-all scoreline, where we did expect it to go pretty close. Concerns were about Swans having the ball control and dribbles too well. But just as we go on to the second half, I think the Swans ended up with a 3-0 goal in the second half, bringing it down to a 4-1 scoreline. This is the second game, and in the very second game, we can really see how first half itself was being dominated by Swans Esports. Robins managed to get a 41-minute goal, and now being in the second half, they already have how about a 2 goal in the first 5 minutes. So let's see how things are really going to pan out, because this time they do have the lead of 3 goals, and the Robins, if there's ever a chance to come back, they have entirely 35 minutes with themselves.
Yeah, wow. I mean, I'm still dazed at how quick it all went. I mean, that's what's happened with the Swans team. Every single time there's a player in the centre, the pass is immaculate. Always that pass centre. Oh my word, it's 5-1. And again, another example there, exactly what we're talking about. Those passes into the middle from the wing and the wide players, they're always brilliant. They're always perfect to the player in the centre, the striker or the midfielder, whoever may be waiting on the end of that cross. It's always a perfect ball, and it's always going to end up in a goal. And it's always the counter-attacks as well that seem to be the most effective way for the Swans Esports here. As soon as it's a 3-on-3 and there's a little bit of space opening up in the middle, that's where the Swans Esports player is able to get himself forward, put that ball in, and I think 9 times out of 10 that's been a goal in these past 2 games. So I don't think the result is going to be very shocking anymore to us. I think we expect the end result at 90 minutes here.
Exactly, but Swans still, they have a pretty promising, play though. Neymar passes it back towards Wing. Wing is gonna have a pretty great run at this moment. They're just 1 cross away from getting the ball in the net. Let's see how the pass comes through. The cross is great. But Donnarumma, he is just gonna deflect it inches away from hitting the goal, and that's gonna be a corner. Corner comes in. Mbappe playing pretty close though. Mbappe comes in with the pass, might want to pass it back towards Neymar. Neymar, oh, the defense is too scary for him to just run in, and that's where the interception comes in. It's going to be Sergio Ramos with the ball. The Swans are really looking incredible. Robins, they might as well get their ball back. Let's see how they are really going to come in with these defensive duties. Great defense, though, but that's going to be all in for a go, a free kick.
Yeah, the free kick, slowing the pace down there. Possibly a chance to get in the second goal for the Robins, but just not able to get there in the end. It looks like this one might be going out for a corner, and it will be. So another chance to gain some more pressure here from the Swans. They don't really need to score any more goals. They more or less just need to make sure they don't concede any goals, as they have 4-goal lead at the moment with only 30 or 20 minutes remaining in the game. So they just need to see this one out and see it to bed. But Mbappe for the Robins will be taking the ball out here, looking to get a clearance. You don't usually see Mbappe that far down the field in defence, but there you have it. Mbappe's needed to come back to get the clearances. Sanchez now on the attack. It's going to come to Neymar. Neymar's looking to play it forward there, but it's going to be taken away by Sergio Ramos. And what a defensive game he's had for the Swans as well, using the full ability of the two centre-backs the Swans have. And there's not really been that many times where the defence has been overwhelmed, I don't think, in terms of Swans. But this is another one. The goalkeeper's out. And a great shot from
Oh,
Mbappe.
God.
And it just gets worse and worse for the Robin situation.
Oof, that goal was incredible, man. That's Mbappe just doing what he's really best at, beats the keeper. Just a little misplay to get the keeper two ahead, but Robbins really played a hefty amount of price for that. But Mbappe, once again with the ball, is looking to play aggressive, gets it towards Atike. Might as well want to go on for some pass, but this is going to be a good tackle. The tackle really looks pretty promising, but the lead, though, from the side of Swans Esports, little do they even have to worry about anything. Like, that is just good play from them in the very starting 60 minutes, being up with what, like 6-1 scoreline. And as you mentioned, things are just getting worse for the side of the Robins. Now the Robins are having some final minutes before the series might really end up for the side of Swans, taking it up all the way in their hands, in their like advantage. But yeah, I think this one game really proves out how Swans is so dominant and how powerful do they look in the entire game. One final play remaining for this entire game to be ended, and only 12 minutes down the clock. Let's see how it's gonna go. As okay, a little attacking mood for the side of Swans. They're really playing into a little aggressive, but an offside trap being in the build. Let's see what's going in the mind, but the shot comes through and he gets another goal. Oh my god, this time it's going to be Ratana who gets the goal. That's the seventh one for the side of Swans, and Robins are just in a very unfortunate position. They might as well want to get the game over as soon as, possible, or else if you give some more added minutes to the Swans, they might as well potentially have the next target to hit the double digits in the scorecard.
Yeah. Well, in Rocket League terms, nevertheless, it's called a Brazil, the 7-1. So we'll have to name this as a Brazil performance here. Swans have been dominant throughout, and they've just kept adding to that scoreline, chipping it off as much as possible. And no matter what tactical changes come out of the Robins, more goals seem to be flying past and flying through. And there's now only 5 minutes on the clock, so I think we both know where this game is going to go. Possibly another goal for either side, possibly a goal coming here. Unfortunately, though, Ramos gets another great defensive touch, and that's what I mean by using the defenders to their fullest ability from the Swans. They've used the defenders to the absolute maximum, and it's kept them very safe in that back half of the field. And I must say, it has been a good
Oh.
performance from both players, but obviously Swans, I just don't see a world where they get beaten at all in this division. I don't see a world where they lose. They're so dominant here, and you've got to remember this is the top of the table clash, and they've managed to win by such impressive scorelines, 4-1 and 7-1, if it ends this way. So I personally don't see a world where the Swans player loses a single game here.
I mean, just look at the way they have been so well defending. Two added minutes being in the clock right now. But yeah, situations are still looking pretty great for the side of, the Swans back again. It's Robbins with the ball. It's going to be a great pass, but Sergio Ramos. He comes in, the whistle blows off, and that's going to be a 2-0 advantage for the side of Swans. They win it back again to conquer it all and take us to a very great 2-0 fashion series. I mean, this series couldn't have been better. We couldn't have, start for a better start from a dominating game indeed. And with this game, I think we are done for the first matchup. I'd love to know from you, as you did pick this out of Swans. The Robins which we see in the first half, or in the like first half of the entire game. Just the second half comes in, Swans get too overconfident. They're completely in their classical dominant mode. The Robins, every confident, every hope which they potentially can get in the second game, it just vanishes away.
Yeah, yeah, it did. I mean, it looked close again going into half time, but it was that second half performance in both of those games which really let the Robins down. I think as soon as the early goals, I think there was two early goals in the second game to make it 4-1. And at that point, the game's over. There's not really much you can do at that point to get your confidence back up. So I think that's the biggest thing, making sure that you start the second half strong, making sure that you don't concede any goals in the first 5 to 10 minutes, because that's always going to hurt you. That's always going to, make you painful going into try and attack again. But I think there was just a difference in skill there. The Swans player was obviously very, 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 very talented, and he just took it away and started giving us a really good show in the final minutes of the games.
Exactly. But with that, I think we are done for the first game of the day. The second match is also something which we were really awaited for. Now, that's, this was like, as you mentioned, Pierre, one of the top leaderboard, like the teams at the top being competing up against each other. Yet, Swans Esport make it look as if it was a brilliant opposite, like position teams fighting up, especially when you take a look at the groups. But yeah, I think with that, we're done with the first match. Soon, we will be heading over to the second one, which is going to be the Pirate taking up the side of the Artist. And before that, I mean, let's take a quick short ride break. When we'll be back with the second match action. Will begin soon. So you guys hang around. We'll be right back.
Learn new skills or learn employable skills. Do both and achieve more. Become an apprentice, a genius decision. Get trained by employers or start earning. Do both and achieve more. Become an apprentice, a genius decision. Learn about a profession or learn from industry professionals. Do both and achieve more. Become an apprentice, a genius decision. Eisiau dysgu sgiliau newydd? Neu ddysgu sgiliau cyflogadwy? Gwna'r ddau a chyflawni mwy. Bydd yn brentis, dewis doeth. Eisiau dysgu yn broffesiwn? Neu ddysgu gan arbenigwr y diwydiant? Gwna'r ddau a chyflawni mwy. Bydd yn brentis, dewis doeth. Eisiau cael dy hyfforddi gan gyflogwyr? Neu ddechrau ennill cyflog? Gwna'r ddau a chyflawni mwy. Bydd yn brentis, dewis doeth. Learn new skills or learn employable skills. Do both and achieve more. Become an apprentice, a genius decision. Get trained by employers or start earning. Do both and achieve more. Become an apprentice, a genius decision. Learn about
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to more FIFA action here. We just seen the Swans take a 2-0 victory over the Robins. And before we go anywhere else, we'd like to say a big thank you to Apprenticeships Wales for letting us be able to put this tournament on. Very, very thank you for them. But now we are back with the Artists versus the Pirates. How do we think this game is going to fare up?
I mean, this is going to be completely amazing. Both of these teams, they have played a good number. We have seen the side of the artists who are up with what, like 3 games? 1, 2. We have, on the other hand, the side of the artists who are just in a very great spot to make sure that they come up at the top 4. But if you talk about the Pirate has also played 3, out of which they have managed to just bring it all down to 1 win, 1 loss. So that is something which we really would love to see, though. Pirates, they've eventually won one of the games. Have lost 2 this time. So yeah, I think the artist and the side of the Pirates is going to be a really interesting one, especially given the matchup that at this point the Pirates have had enough losses for them. In case the Pirates really want to maintain at the top 4, top 5 position, it's a must win for them. It's like they have to win it. But the side of the artist could really join up at the top 3 position just by winning this one game. And if you ask me for the predictions, yeah, I think I might potentially go on for the side of the Pirates as well. The artist might be someone who is still really looking pretty promising, given that they have a third, fourth position by themselves in the leaderboard. But yeah, I think that the Pirate, they should really, really like, given that it is a must win for them, they would really have some plans before they hop onto the server.
Yeah, yeah, as you say, I mean, it's a very, very close one. If the Pirates can manage to salvage a game 2-0 in this series, then they will be joint points with the Artists. Funnily enough, they are, I think, 5th and 6th or 4th and 5th in the table at the moment. So there's a lot of combinations that can happen. If the Artists go 2-0 up, though, then they are joint with the Robins in second place, joint second place. We've got 2 teams joint first place with the Pits, Ponies, and Swans. So there's a potential of having a very, very close top of the table going into round 5, actually, depending on where this result will finish. But there's a lot of combinations you can go. Obviously, there's the 1-1, the 2-1 situation that could happen as well, throwing the game differential off a slight bit. So interesting to see if we can actually get that game free, which I'm not sure if we've seen yet, but I'd love to see a game free. I'm sure you would too in this game here, because it seems like it could be a close one. Two of the middle players, I'd say, the middle of the pack, out of the teams that we've got competing. So possibly an attempt here to see them play the hearts out and give us a game free. I'd be quite happy with that.
Exactly, man. These players gotta give their heart out. They gotta give their best shot possible. Especially if you're the Pirate, you might really come up to an equalize for the artist itself. But the artists, they have to look after the bigger picture right here. Now we have 2 teams who have been unbeatable. One of them being setting up an example, the Swans Esports. For the game for them, and they still look pretty promising. I mean, I can't wait for that one matchup, which is going to happen quite soon. The Pit Pony is going up against the Swans. But yeah, I mean, before that, like we have a great matchup. The Pirates, the Artists, both of them fighting for their survival in the top positions to make sure that they remain in potentially. But yeah, I mean, like, let's see what's going to happen, because eventually we are really going to be hopping on too soon in the game, and let's see how soon the game is also going to get started, because all the players, they are all set, they are all ready with this game. But talking about predictions, the way I asked you previously, Pair, you had a complete great pick from the side of Swans Esports. What's your pick this time, though?
I'm gonna go with this one. This is a more educated decision. It's not based off Rocket League whatsoever or any other game. This is based off FIFA and results alone and stats. I'm gonna go with the Pirates, and the reason I'm gonna go with the Pirates is looking at their previous matches here. They've not had an easy run. They got the Swansea Sports in the first game. They lost 2-0. But earlier today, they only got beat 2-1 by the Pit Ponies, which would suggest that was quite a close game. And the Pit Ponies
Yeah.
are actually now they're sat quite high up, joint first in the table. So it could give an indication that the Pirates have improved after the first week in the first round, and now here they are, and they're ready to prove themselves in round number 4. I'm hoping that they can get a very, very close matchup, though. But that is what we're all hoping for. I'm hoping that they can get a close one. But I want them to win 2-0. I want to see it muddy the waters a slight bit, get that joint points with the artists, and it puts the league table in a very bizarre looking stance. So I'm quite excited to see if that can happen today.
Exactly. I think I might really want to go on with the Pirates. Let's keep the hopes alive. Let's keep, the entire game here in this entire series on. But the series should go pretty long, though, because we have both of these teams almost at a very good, close position all by themselves. And yeah, to all the viewers, just asking that how long the game might take. I think there's just a little technical issues, just being faced off with all of these players. We'll get it sorted soon. Don't worry, because once the game gets minutes on, we wanted to go in all fair and square for either sides, not one of those having any mid games issues. So, we got to just remake. Once we are in, we are going to be all ready. We are going to be all set in. But before that, I think we'll be hopping on to a quick be right back as we are going to see you guys as the game begins. Well, good evening once again. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Welsh Esports League sponsored by Apprenticeships Wales. We are right back in the second matchup. But before we hop on, there's a little announcement which we did add because apparently we were all getting set up. So, Per, would you like to take the lead for that?
Yeah, unfortunately, this game will result in a forfeit win for the Pirates, as unfortunately the artists have not shown up or give any sign of contact. So it will be a forfeit win, benefits the Pirates. And if we look how that affects the league table, as we would have said, I think the artists and the Pirates now are on joint points, it seems, depending on how it goes. Oh, actually, no, I think the Pirates take over, actually, now looking at the goal difference. The Pirates will be one different ahead of the artists, so that'll put them in the fourth spot. So actually a huge result for the Pirates, even though they never played the game. But it does give them a good position going into the round.
Exactly. I think this really puts them in a very ideal spot, though. But with that, I think we are pretty much done and dusted, for this day. I mean, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. It was great classing you alongside Pet. And now we hopefully see you guys very soon. Stay tuned in with us as there are so much action to witness. And we'll see you guys in the next week where the brackets and the round robin do goes on. So meanwhile, have a great evening ahead. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go. side, let's go. Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go.